Welcome to Deep River Farm, folks. I appreciate you joining me this morning. I wanted to talk to you about something that it looks like they're trying to set up another registry, kind of like a concealed carry, and it is involving people growing food and your backyard flocks. What's the purpose of that? And what am I talking about? Folks, look on the USDA website. Just go to that USDA website when we get done here, and just put in on the search the People's Garden Initiative. Now, that's been on that website for about 2 years now that I know of. And it kind of looks like that they're trying to build up, and I've been looking on the interactive map. There is an interactive map that you can go on, and it lists all these gardens all over the United States that people's registered. Now, it started out as they wanted to make it sound like it was for community gardens. But if you dig into it enough, there's also gardens on there that are listed where people are raising food for the farmers markets, things like that. But what is the purpose behind that? It's kind of fishy to me. And why would it be any of the government's business if you have a garden or not? I tell you, it's just kind of like trying to basically have a permit just to purchase a boomstick, as Steve Popper calls it. You can't say the word or they flag you. So they want all those things registered. And I look at having stuff to be registered as the same thing as eventually they gonna either tax you for it, regulate you for it, or try to come take it from you. So, if you're out here and you fell into this trap of the that they've got for that website, Uniform Sierra Delta Alpha. Can't say it too many times, they'll flag it. And you've been on that website, if you've registered your garden, that could be trouble down the road. They all want to make all this stuff seem so innocent and things, but push come to shove, who's to say they ain't gonna come in there and claim you've got some kind of disease in your vegetable garden and come in like they've been doing a lot of this stuff they come and doing on these farms with our feathered friends that like to lay eggs that we like to eat for breakfast. They all claim they're sick and they come down to these people's farms and they say, oh, they've got it, we got to kill them all. What's to say they ain't gonna come into your garden and say, oh, you've got an invasive problem, you got a disease and it's going to take over. We gotta tear everything out of the ground, put it in plastic bags and incinerate it. You know what I'm saying, folks? Just listening yesterday, people that's gotten sick and come down with the Foxtrot Lima uniform. Now this is humans coming down with this and going to the hospital in Ohio, and they're asking people when they go to the hospital with the Foxtrot Lima uniform if they have chickens. And then what they're doing is turning around and notifying the authorities that even though it's not anything related, that they have a backyard flock. On the flip side, while we're talking about chickens, on that same website that we just discussed about the People's Garden Initiative, you can search that on that website and you'll see what I'm talking about. I would put a link on the description, but if I link it, it might flag it. So just remember, Uniform Sierra Delta Alpha website, and pull in the People's Garden Initiative. That's just one thing, folks. Let's talk about why do they want the National Poultry Improvement Plan, PIP. Why do they want your backyard flock registered? You realize if you register your backyard flock, you just set yourself up for somebody to just all of a sudden show up and want to test your birds. So it's a registry, folks. Stay away from it. It ain't none of their business, and everything will be all right. Now they claim all this stuff is so bad. It's so bad, and I don't know of a place I've been yet where I have seen dead feather fowl laying anywhere. I ain't found any dead ones. I ain't heard anybody say they found any dead ones. But they claim this thing is so bad they're having to kill millions. Over 100 million have been killed. And then yesterday, they had to recall over 100,000 pounds of eggs because they were, I guess, over sanitized. They were contaminated with bleach. So, folks, you got to be real careful on what you fill out. You're thinking you're doing something good, you know, on these websites. You know, you're thinking you're helping maybe a survey or something, and you may be just giving away information that don't need to be given away and setting yourself up for an inspection or a takeover or something like that. So be careful, folks. And when this video's over with, won't you check that website out and remember to put into the little search bar, Poultry Improvement Plan and People's Garden Initiative, and read about them. It's a fact. And, you know, that's the same. There's a lot of corruption in these government giveaways. They wind up giving it back to some of these politicians' pockets, their families' pockets, and funding campaigns and other sorts of nonsense. So you got these great big government entities. It's just humongous, and this is one of them. That Uniform Sierra Delta Alpha is a massive, massive thing. I think they even do home loans and stuff as well. So you got to be real careful, folks, and don't put out any information on anything, because eventually they gonna tax it, regulate it, make you have a permit, or come take it. And what they don't know ain't gonna hurt them. I appreciate you joining me this morning, folks. I hope everybody's having a blessed day. We've got a little more information coming on the wildfires. They are still burning. They just hadn't been able to gain any traction because of the rain over the weekend. But everything's doing fairly good up there. It's not advancing. It's still kind of where it's been for the last few days. It hadn't jumped up, took over a bunch of acreage anywhere. But we're going to give a report on that today and let you know what's going on. But I appreciate you joining me this morning. Look that up on the Uniform Sierra Delta Alpha website. It's the People's Garden Initiative, And then look up, when you get through reading about it, the Poultry Improvement Plan. And, you know, they've got them disguised real well, especially the Garden Initiative. They want you, you know, to sign all this stuff up and do all this garbage. And I tell you what's tied into it, folks, while we're talking about it. A lot of you farmers markets are tied into being a requirement that you've got to be signed up on that website to be able to have certified produce and all that kind of garbage. And all it is, folks, is a registry, my feelings, for future regulating, taxing, permitting, and all that other garbage. So think about it, and y'all have a blessed day.